you know,
Gang, we here.
some fucking Nimrod,
Microphones.
some like real live Nimrod on Twitter tried to argue with me about numbers today and tell
What
me
happened?
that Nielsen rating numbers matter. That's what this gentleman was saying, and I tried to explain to this complete malfunctioning human that while numbers may bring you to the restaurant, the good food is what keeps you coming back. So, with that being said, you could have all the numbers in the world, but if your menu sucks, ain't nobody coming back to eat. Let's
That's
start the
offending.
show.
This is a disclaimer. We're not journalists. We're not reporters. We're not insiders. We don't work with or for any pro wrestling companies. We're not pro wrestlers, nor have we ever been. We are not backstage at pro wrestling shows, nor are we getting any dirt from anybody backstage at pro wrestling shows. We watch pro wrestling shows, and then we talk about them, because we're pro wrestling fans. And chances are, if you're watching or listening to this show, so are you. And by the way, Tony doesn't know you. Vince doesn't know you. Hunter doesn't know you. Hunter's name isn't even Hunter. It's fucking Paul. Get a grip. Watch your mouth. This is the Ringside Club.
Peace to the gods, the Ringside Club hard. My name is A.O. Say you're the Ron the Don. Blame Boogie while you at it, blame Chadlaw. K-Fabe is dead, break the fourth wall. Whatever style, whether it's lucha or strong style. Come through the venue, fly, burn the bar down. Back to the pad, chop it up for the par. Ringside Club, intro to the squad as the show starts.
Greetings, Earthlings.
Peace to the gods. Peace to the earths.
You feel me? It's a hot tag edition of the Ringside Club.
Gang, we here though.
Booger T with my boy Stevie Ray Law here. Harlem Heat edition.
Yeah, you saw the video of Booker T seeing Tyrese Halliburton for the first time behind the back
Yeah.
of the Pacers game. Like, yo, Booker T looked mad excited. Like, yo,
I
I'm
couldn't
still
tell
that
who was
dude.
more
Like,
excited, whether it was Booker T or Homeboy, but either way, you could tell that like as soon as Booker T like turned around from that shit,
he was like,
yeah, I still got that
I'm,
shit. And
I'm
as soon as
popping.
Homeboy from the
I'm
Pacers
popping.
turned around, he's like, yo, my dreams just came true a little bit. So it was a good moment for everybody. A blessed
It's
moment.
crazy,
had by
bro.
all.
Booker T really is a fucking relic, man. Like a
Word.
complete historian in this shit. And it's like you still gotta look around and be like, wow, like it's fucking Booker T. Like I ain't met Booker T yet, but I know when I meet him, I'm gonna be like, holy shit, suck it, duck it, quack, quack.
Exactly. I could be saying this too because I'm like, entering the middle to second phase of my life here. So
Man, it sounds like you
could
about
be
to be
just
50.
nah, for real. But it's like, these dudes, we don't really respect our elders as much as we should, especially the people that come before us who laid the groundwork, made us like fall in love with this shit for real, for real. So Booker T's one of those dudes, man. You gotta give all praise when it's due. How was your week
Nah, that's
last week?
offending.
How was your holiday?
Yeah, happy holidays, everybody. Happy holidays to everybody tuned in, man. Holidays was great. The gifts was great. I got a brand new iPad, which is what I'm currently streaming on right now. I got the new joint. You know what I'm saying? So we doing
That's what
different
it
things
is.
for the 2024. We got iPads, we got microphones, we got new mics, we got interviewer mics. You know what I'm saying? We got things in motion. I feel like I should bring the belt out right now, but I just feel like I got such a
That
setup on this table that I'm like, I can't even do it. Although I am the defending champion, and I will be
you are.
defending for tomorrow's show. I said tomorrow. Well, by the time this airs, it'll be tomorrow's show for World's
Nah,
End.
word.
So,
Listen,
holidays was good,
you're
bro. How was yours?
mine was straight, me, I'm a homebody, so every day is the same thing for me. Me and my family are what makes my world go around. But yeah, got my son a bunch of gifts. He's fucking ready to go, driving us all
All you got to
crazy with
do
all
is
his
just
new
drop a
shit.
bag of gifts off to kids, and that's like they're just excited. I don't feel like you got to gift wrap anything because they're just gonna be like, "Yo, It's just mad
What's
cleanup. I feel like.
crazy? This year I got my wife no flex, but my wife wanted this shit, so I just got her a couple things. But right before Christmas, she said she needed a printer, like a color printer, because she wanted to make people's gifts and like, really get into that shit. So I'm like, all right, no doubt. And she doesn't remember that I remember everything. So she also told me that she wanted a fucking 3D printer. So I ended up getting her a 3D printer too.
Ooh.
So it's just like this reminded me of like the Christmas back when I worked in the mall and I got like everybody's gifts from Finish Line. They had the rugbies on sale.
Mad early.
So yeah, I just got like the 2 for $20 rugby T-shirts or rugby shirts.
2 for $20 rugby T-shirts is fucking heinous, son. What a time, yo.
Yo, if you were a mall rat or you worked in the mall in the early 2000s, shouts out to you, man. That's just kind of how my life went. But yeah, holidays were straight. I'm ready to get this season over with, get into 2024, make shit happen.
We pod on a Thursday, so we might have to do a throwback Thursday gear one of these episodes and just like come through in mad like True Religion or Mecca button-ups or a big-ass Zoo York hoodie and just have our audience yo, what's going on with them?
You already know. Just hit up Eddie Kingston. He probably got some shit for you. He might even have some shit baggy enough for me. We'll see what's good.
Yo, that was actually one of my better parts of Dynamite. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even gonna hold you, son. That was probably one of my brighter spots of Dynamite, the match and the post match. I know you might be jumping the gun on the talk, but
nah, let's get into it. Let's get into Dynamite last night.
We had a lot to fucking rap about in the chat, son. Holy smokes.
Yeah, you and I kind of felt the same about a lot of the shit that was going on Dynamite. Man, at this point, I think, Vince McMahon's the fucking devil, bro. Like, there's no way. The way these shows are getting booked, pal, it just seems like, there's some weird shit going on back there.
The devil storyline has got to stop. All right? If it doesn't end at World's End, we're in for a world of trouble in 2024.
Word.
Like, I don't want to follow what some of the other podcasters have said in regards to, like, draw it out even longer. Make it an unveiling for Dynamite to promote. I don't want to believe in that. I just want to pack this whole storyline up. Like
pack it up.
I think I've had it. Like the Putties are now the tag team champions.
The Putties, bro. We gotta go. We gotta take this shit behind the barn and fucking shoot it, bro. No bullshit. This is terrible, bro. Literally terrible. We have faceless, nameless people as champions of a show that already is faceless and nameless. What are we doing?
The Ring of Honor tag titles have sunk like to complete. Like they've sunk so low, they took MJF with them. And while I am glad that he's not the tag team champions anymore, because I feel like it takes away the excess bullshit. Unfortunately, I feel like now they're just in even more bullshit because who are the Putty Patrol?
Nah, word. And shouts out to everybody checking in right now. If you have comments, questions, whatever, send them.
Salute to y'all.
We see everything. But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't want to sully anybody's, view of the product, but I don't think that Dynamite's being booked for me. I have not tuned in for some time. I tuned into last night's show, watched it from beginning to end, and I will say, there's some people there that are working their ass off, but there's some other stuff going on that's just like, again, I feel like I'm at a high school talent show and like I'm just so secondhand embarrassed out that I just gotta like leave, like change the channel type shit. Like some of it's just too much for me. Especially
Action Andretti.
Dog, you just took the words out of my mouth. Like I was about to take a sip of my drink until I realized what a cornball he was for doing live on the air, dog.
Andretti. You got Shorty pulling a knife out with Soraya out of nowhere. I don't know what happened. That was totally. I thought I was bugging when I was like, "Yo, am I watching a knife getting pulled on national television right now?" Or is this...
Benny the Butcher's whole gimmick is the Butcher, and he doesn't have a like cleaver with him all day. Like you don't go perform with fucking knives and shit. Like
there is a group called Butcher and the Blade, and they don't carry blades around or butcher knives for that matter.
Even better call.
That was an interesting Dynamite, to say the least.
Because Mariah May and Riho really took it home at the the top of the hour, so we were real excited to see that. You know what I'm saying?
Comparing women's matches, I'm gonna go with Statlander and what was it Sky Blue? I said Julia Hart. Sky Dark.
Yeah, they did good there. Especially Sky Blue's little finishing move there. That was fire.
Statlander is growing back on me. Like I wasn't sold during her TBS title run. I felt like it was too forced and fake. But now it's like as she's in this rebuilding phase, I'm like, all right, she's pretty fucking durable. As long as she stays injury free, I think she'll be all right. And when
Just
you
got to
look at
keep her
what's
away
going
from.
on,
Yeah, just keep her away from Chuck and Trent and Orange Cassidy. I feel like she's good as her own entity. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that they need her in the Best Friends. You know, that's not necessary right now.
I'm over the FTR Willow Nightingale post match music hit, rundown, clear the ring, and nothing happens move. Like, I can't be the only one that's sick of this, yo. And as a FTR Willow person, I'm like, yo, this is a ridiculous. Like, they're like TK is playing with us now. Like, this is the running joke now. Like,
Bro, we
how
love
remember
Willow.
how
We
Lana used to
literally
go to the
love.
table every week? That's what I
Yeah.
think is happening right now. Like, it's just
Nah,
cue
I
the
think,
music
like I
and let
said,
them run down.
in my honest opinion, we are going to. What I feel like is happening, AEW is being booked like WWE was being booked when AEW got hot.
In 2019. Oh man, you saying
Yeah,
autopilot? Like just
yeah.
heavy
This
autopilot?
shit is just like to me. I mean, I work in the industry. Chad, you work in the industry. You know, the fourth quarter,
Mm-hmm.
everybody just mails it in. Everybody's out of the office. They got their away
Yes, yes,
messages on their
yes.
emails, and so does fucking Tony Khan, bro. I'm sorry. Like listen, this is the least anticipated pay per view I've ever seen for me personally with AEW, because I know that every AEW pay per view usually hits, bro. Like, we don't even have to question their accuracy is outstanding. But again, with the storyline of the Devil being the biggest story on the pay per view, I'm not really at the edge of my seat. With fuck it, you know what? Let's skip Dynamite last night. Let's just get right into what this pay per view looks like, because it's going to be one of these crash course episodes. I could already tell. So
Son, let's get to the predictions. We might as well just run it down, man. Make
let's
it
just
happen.
run
We
through
got
it.
weed, we
Let's
got
just run
liquor.
through it.
It's
We got
us, man.
We'll start it. We'll start with my least favorite match on the entire card, which is not depicted. And I'm just gonna call it as it is, man. We got an 8-man tag with all the losers of the fucking Continental Classic. And if anyone was excited about this,
Wait,
I
what?
would be.
Seriously?
Oh no, that's the newest
Wait,
match. We got an
seriously?
8-man tag. We got an 8-man tag with all the losers of the Continental Classic.
Get the fuck out of here. What was this added? Today?
Unless that's fake. I gotta check my Twitter feed. That might be fake. Yeah, it might be fake, because that doesn't make sense. You got the guys that were in it in other matches, so never mind that. You could just throw that out. If anybody was tuned in and tuned out because I lied on camera, it's because I was lied to.
I was like, wait a minute,
But
did you just fuck me up? Oh shit.
no
I was like, nah, Tony Khan is getting out of control with these last minute fucking matches now. Now it's getting crazy.
But no, so just working with the matches we got. This is right off the AEW website. You feel me? This is what we're working with right now, and I see it. You know, the Continental Classic, final, which is Jon Moxley versus Eddie Kingston. And I don't know if we discussed this on the podcast previously, but I know that something in me told me that Eddie Kingston was not announcing that these 3 belts are being unified to lose them. And even if he was going to lose them, he's not going to lose them unless he's in the actual match. So I knew Eddie Kingston was going all the way to the end when I saw he was facing Brian Danielson. I knew he was going to be the fall guy, but fuck it, let's go. Who do you got, Mox or Kingston?
I really didn't think I was a believer at first. I feel like I said the final is going to be like Jay White and Moxley, or like Jay White and Danielson. No, Jay White and Danielson. And I was completely wrong about that. So that's not a good sign for my predictions title tomorrow. But I will say the feud leading up to it, I think Mox is doing a great job being the last final boss. I think it's a supreme place to be. Eddie Kingston, this is his tournament to win. It's New York. Big victory. You're going to cry about it. I think this is Eddie Kingston's tournament to win. I'm not going to be a Moxley purist like I usually am.
Word.
I got to go with the obvious here.
Me seeing Moxley not be Kurt Schilling for once and bleed through his fucking socks on an episode of Dynamite last night made me kind of like feel better about Mox again. Like I don't know. I feel like I'm Team Mox again. Like I haven't been for a while. Like I kind of been out of the whole thing. I think this whole BCC experiment was cool. It's all right, but I'm kind of over that too. I think the group is cooked. The BCC is cooked.
You think they're cooked for real?
I think we need to break that up again, bro. I think everybody needs to be their own entity, do something. The only person that really benefits by being in that group is Yuta, and I would say 1B would be Claudio, just because they're the least personable personalities in the group. But I don't know, man. I'm not really a huge fan of it. I like the gear, but other than that, I'm not that much into it. Anyhow,
You know
my
what
pick
it
for
is?
this is definitely Eddie Kingston, by the way.
For the BCC, I feel you on the staleness. Like they're just there's nothing new and refreshing going on with the BCC that you're just like, that's my group right there. It's just like
nothing
they're
to
just
write
having
home about.
matches. They're having matches and they're losing most of their matches.
Listen,
Point blank.
I feel like the gimmick that they're trying to put out there is something that is best personified by the Brawling Brutes. We've already seen it. If you're not going to make me feel like you can really kick somebody's ass, then I don't know if I can really believe it. We know Claudio's strong. We know he does the swing. We know Mox bleeds. We know Danielson's the technical, specialist.
Right.
But for whatever reason, it's almost like when the super teams in the NBA like align and they just not clicking. You had James Harden. You had Kevin Durant. You had Russell Westbrook on the same fucking team, dog. I feel like that's kind of how the BCC is. On paper, it looks great, but when you go out there and you play the game, for whatever reason, it doesn't really click for me. It might be an unpopular opinion, but whatever. I'm off it.
I get it.
Shouts out to the Continental Classic. I will say, even though
C2.
I don't really give too much of a fuck about that style of tournament, again, seeing good wrestling, did grow on me, and I'm a storyline guy. I'm not a match guy, so it is what it is.
Great
Let's
wrestling.
make it happen.
I was very enjoying of the wrestling in this Continental Classic.
Yeah.
C2, great wrestling. I mean, not knock the wrestling at all. It's the storylines.
No, it's amazing,
have you
and
just
amazing
fucking scratching your
wrestlers.
heads.
Yeah. I would say let's move on to. Let's just go from left to right. Let's throw this match the fuck out as soon as we throw it in this ring. Keith Lee versus Swerve Strickland. We love Swerve. In many ways, I feel like Swerve should have been in the finals of this Continental Classic match. His trajectory has been on an uprising for far too long for them to just have him lose. But it's even worse to have him go against Keith Lee, who he was formerly in a group with, and we're going to rehash a story that was dead a couple grocery runs ago. Like, them eggs been in the dumpster, and we're now pulling them out of the dumpster to cook them again. It's just, it makes no sense to me. I'm actually happy AO and Ron aren't here tonight, because I feel like we're going to have a lot of negativity on this pod, and you and I could let the negativity roll without it like bringing us down too much. I think this might pop a blood vessel in AO's head if we had this conversation.
I can't front. I did my 7-day sabbatical of no complaints in my mind or in person last week.
Yep.
So like that ended on Sunday, and I knew like when we got time to pod this week, if Dynamite wasn't clicking
before 2024, bro. We got to shit on what we got to shit on, bro. Get it out.
If Dynamite wasn't clicking on all cylinders, I was gonna come in here raising hell tonight. And the fact that we're on the same page with that, I was like, yep.
Yeah.
That's that. Yeah. Oh yeah.
This was a go-home show for your fucking pay-per-view that's going to end the year. Whatever. Anyway, I got Swerve. There's no way Keith Lee's winning this match. What do you think?
I'm here for Swerve. I don't see Keith Lee even getting close to winning this match at all. This is Swerve's chance to win. I think it's the end of their feud finally. They put it to rest, and Keith Lee goes off to Collision in Ring of Honor. And Swerve will probably be a champion in 6 months' time. What championship, I can't call it.
Right. Now, because I've done my fair share of complaining about these two gentlemen, I'm going to praise both of them right now and hope to God that we get a good match. But in the CJ Perry on a pole match, we have Andrade versus Miro. I'm somewhat intrigued by this because these are two former WWE guys that we've constantly said, Tony Khan, where the fuck is Miro? We knew where Andrade is. He's punching fucking Sammy in the fucking face and getting days off. But Miro's been completely out of the picture. I'm interested to see this go, just like I love seeing anybody who can really bring it, get in the ring. I think the cool shit about Miro, and tell me if I'm off base here, for as big of a guy as he is, you never hear anyone complain that he hurts people. You never hear anyone complain that he lays it in.
No.
Like, I feel like this is going to be a great match, and we're going to see some solid fucking wrestling. The storytelling, that all depends on how CJ's feeling, how everybody's feeling on their acting shit that night, but I think the match will hit. What do you think? Who takes this one?
Andrade needs to bounce back from the C2. Miro can eat a loss and bounce back because something tells me they're going to be one of those best of 5 to 7 series in AEW for the next 3 months.
See, where times that Braun Strowman's size works against him, I feel like Miro's size is always like that. Again, Bryan Danielson, Miz, Teflon, where it don't matter when he loses. Next time he shows up, he's a credible threat every time. Same thing with Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe could lose every match the entire 2024. He'll have a match New Year's Day 2025 and kick everybody's ass or not, but people will still believe it's possible. So
Yep.
we're on the same page there. So I got honestly, I know Andrade needs to get back. Miro hasn't really had a win that mattered. He's had some squashes. I think to drive this storyline further, we're gonna have to have Andrade beat Miro. So we got CJ Perry in the wings, still taking a look at what's going on from afar.
We're getting the best of 5 series, yo. This shit ain't over no time soon, bro.
Oh, nah, for sure. And then we got the match that has all of the what's the potential in the world, but for whatever reason, the acting has just made it so that, the non-wrestling parts of it has made it so that I'm not really as excited as I once was. This should be something that we're all excited for. I'm going to try and suspend disbelief and just really enjoy this match, but we have the no disqualifications TNT Championship match between one Christian Cage, the champion, and the challenger, Etch, or Adam Copeland. No, not Edge. Etch. E-T-C-H.
This is about to be an interesting one, I tell you. This one I kind of can't call. I can't call it. Because I want to go a certain route, but then I'm just like I want to go Christian, but I'm also like, man, this is Copeland's like big hoorah.
Yeah.
It's tough, bro. It's really tough. I can't call it, but I want to say it's Copeland. I got a title to defend. I'm going Copeland, man. I'm going Cope Doggy Dog.
All right. I think,
but this isn't the end, though.
It's
not the end.
Christian is the dirtiest heel in the game, so to know that Christian's on a card and a match ends clean doesn't mean like it doesn't fit right with me. It doesn't sit right. I don't know. It's something I'm not really a fan of. I do think for some reason we get a return from Jack Perry at some point where he will be Jungle Boy again. I do think that he's going to team back up with Luchasaurus and they're going to end up being Jungle Express again. AEW's lacking for quality tag teams, and there was nothing wrong with Jungle Express when they were a tag team.
Jungle Express is crazy.
I honestly think that's going to happen at some point. I don't know if it's going to happen at World's End, but I know it's going to happen. Mark my words. I promise. I've been a predictions champ more than anybody. I haven't been.
You think they come back? You think they reunite? You think Jungle Express really reunites him?
Oh yeah, Christian's gonna piss off Luchasaurus. That's gonna be Jack Perry's not the devil. When Jack Perry comes back, it's gonna be to reunite with Luchasaurus. That's my honest opinion. Jack Perry is such a real life heel that the only thing that's gonna save him is him and his dinosaur. That's my honest opinion. So. I could be wrong, but I think I'm not. I think I'm right.
Because essentially, Christian did just swap out
for Nick Wayne. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So, and Shayna apparently. Anyway, here we go.
Copeland's winning.
I'm sure she's a fine person. It's just the acting.
Shayna Wayne.
Yeah. So I got Copeland for 1,000, Alex, and I also want to take Christian Cage for 1,000. It's one of those bets where you play both sides and hope that
where you hedge both. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. But nah, I got Christian Cage. I'm gonna go with the heel on this one. Christian's gonna take this, and Edge will not be the TNT champion. Someone's got to pick a different pick, Chad. We got to do something. We can't pick all the same shit.
I mean, we're going to see what the rest of the gang pick. You know what I'm saying? They got time to put their predictions in. I think right now, we all right for now. We might defer as time goes on.
All right, let's go to everybody's favorite wrestler, Riho, versus the AEW Women's Champion, Toni Storm, who's just about the hottest thing on the card, minus whenever they book Sky Blue because she trends with all the internet neckbeards who have probably never gone on a date in their life, but God bless them. Anyway, Toni Storm versus Riho. We have for AEW World's End for the championship. Chad, if you pick Riho, that I would put my house on the fact that you're not going to pick Riho. So
hell no.
All right, that's what I thought. So at
No.
least my house isn't going anywhere.
We're Toni Storm gang. Toni.
I don't even have to hear from Ron and Ao to know that they do the same, but I'd be surprised to see if they pick something different. Anything you're looking forward to in that match? Any kind of surprises, run-ins? What's going to happen with Toni Storm next after she breaks Riho in half?
More Mariah May. That's all we're going to be looking forward to in this match. Is comedy, Mariah May, and Riho getting banished back to Japan for another 6 months at a time.
It's too soon for them to have Mariah May turn on Toni.
No.
I think they need to develop her character more. But I wouldn't put it past Tony Khan to book it. So we'll see what happens. Let's go right over to Julia Hart versus Abaddon in the Hot Topic winner takes all shopping spree match. Who you got there?
This is a spooky one. And I don't mean prediction wise. I just mean look wise. Yeah. This is going to be a complete gimmick.
This match is sponsored by R.L. Stein Goosebumps.
This is a very, very Are You Afraid of the Dark style match.
Word. The Midnight Society.
Do we have House of Black on this card too?
I don't think so. No, we don't. We do have the
They
Battle
didn't make
Royale,
the cut?
which is we got a 20-man Battle Royale, so we're going to get at least Brody King in there.
The FTR match didn't make the cut? That's crazy. Did it?
FTR versus whom?
House of Black? They didn't make the cut? Damn.
No, don't see it unless it's on the buy-in.
Let's see. FTR versus House of Black. I was going to make a comment of I am already going to be sick of watching how many times during that pay-per-view that the lights go off for about 60 seconds and then pop back up. Because just like Dynamite last night.
So I need you to make some real good bonus questions. I think we should limit it to 2 or 3 and make them 10 points each so that these shits really, really decide shit.
Oh my God. It's got to be one of these fucking lights off things. Because I watching Dynamite last night, I can't tell you how many times I had this same exact reaction of every time those fucking lights went off. And it was just it's Julia. It's Sting, it's the Putty Patrol. Jesus Christ, yo.
Just when you thought the Don Callis family was dead, they came back from the dead, like Abaddon, and they're back on television. But we'll get there in a second.
We're going Julia Hart.
Julia Hart, okay.
She just got the title, man.
Yeah, Julia Hart's got a rocket on her back in AEW, and hopefully she keeps going. I actually became a Julia Hart fan in the media scrum from the last pay-per-view when she actually won the title. I got to hear her speaking voice and heard her communicate.
Actually, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is an intelligible human being. I fuck with her, and she seems misanthropic, which is kind of my shit. So that's what's up. All right, yeah, Julia Hart over Abaddon. Less Abaddon. I'm not one of the Abaddon fans. I can really give a fuck less. I'd really prefer if there was less Abaddon. All right. Let's go ahead over to the match that everyone wants to see, the 8-man tag between Jericho and some people and Will Hobbs and some people. And
I have this reaction for the audio listeners. I have this SMH reaction for most of the card. But I do know in AEW fashion, most of this match will be pretty heat. The card will be pretty solid once the night is over. We'll be going back yo, that match was surprisingly really good. But always leading up to an AEW pay-per-view, for the most part, we're always just holy fuck, this.
Yo, and for everybody watching this,
how did we get here?
Not live. Shouts out to the 2-time speed people like me who just go through shit. We did this for y'all. We're at 29 minutes and we're almost all the way through the pay-per-view. So
yeah, we flying through this shit, man.
You feel me? We got other shit to talk about, but yeah,
we flying through it.
Over with. All right, so we got Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Sting, and Darby Allin versus Ricky Starks and Big Bill, the current AEW tag champs, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Konosuke Takeshita. I will say that I do enjoy every wrestler in this match currently, outside of Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. So I could say I will at least be a little bit entertained. I can also say that Sting is on his goodbye tour, but Sting is also Teflon. Sting doesn't need to win. Sting just needs to perform. I think we get Sting jumping off of something onto Jericho this time, or maybe Hobbs just because he's a big ass dude, and maybe even him and Big Bill just because they're both big ass dudes. But I don't think we get the match created baby faces versus the heels here. I think that the Callis family, Starks and Big Bill, are going to win.
This is totally Don Callis family to lose. This is totally Don Callis family to lose. They're cooked, man.
No, I know they're cooked. They're just, why would they bring them back up if they're not going to have them win? It just doesn't make sense.
Because Sting is on the road to his final match. You don't have Sting lose in his final World's End pay-per-view 8-man tag match. This is the last Sting. Right. This is the last time Sting will be in New York.
Fuck it. I'm not sipping the Kool-Aid. All right. I am. I'll go with that. I'll take the Sting.
Man, this is Sting's last time in New York. Come on, man. Wrestling in Long Island. Like, this guy is definitely winning, bro. We're not ending with fucking Will Hobbs power bombing.
I don't know, bro. Now that MJF's the champion, Long Island's the new fucking Chicago for AEW.
I mean, we'll see how long that lasts. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how long that goes. How long does MJF reign lasts?
So 8-man tag, we got Team Jericho and Sting and the other guy that used to love Jericho and he got kicked out and now he's back. All right.
That was crazy, by the way.
Yeah.
That was I was crazy. Just like, wow, way to pivot out of this Kenny Omega shit, y'all. Y'all got us.
So before we get to the world title, let's go to the 0-hour match with the FTW rules, because no disrespect to Taz, but everyone gives a fuck about the FTW championship, right?
You should have started with this. This is totally pre-show. This is the complete pre-show.
It's 0 hour for sure. We have Red Hook's very own Hook versus Wheeler. Last name I will not include from everybody else's favorite podcast, but
Hook is going to retain, because why not? Why not? Like, I don't know. Why not?
I have never seen more pointless booking than having Hook on a card for the FTW championship. I'm just going to be real. The only person that took the belt is the same person that caused WWE to make record money, more than they've ever made in their lives. More views than they've ever gotten on any of their social media accounts, and that's Jack Perry, who temporarily won the FTW title for what we don't really know. But shouts out to Jack Perry, because everyone in WWE seems to really like that guy. But anyway, no doubt. I got Hook retaining. I don't know that really, honestly, anyone whose opinion I respect cares about this match. But shouts out to anybody who does. And then finally, before we get to the championship match, for everyone else that has not been booked on the card, we have a 20-man
Battle Royale. Ooh.
But this isn't just a normal one, Chad. We're not just fighting because we're fighting. We're fighting for the TNT title. You get a shot at that title anytime, anywhere you win this Battle Royale.
It's tough, because that could implicate things for the actual TNT title match.
Right.
Depending on who wins. But then again, seeing as everyone that matters is on a match at this pay-per-view, that leaves me to believe that nobody that matters is in this 20-man Battle Royale. So whoever wins will be fodder for Edge / Copeland.
I say, and you can tell me, you could tell me to fuck off, right? Which you might. But I think this should be a 10-point match right here. We don't even know who the fuck's in this thing. If you call the winner right now, I don't see why you wouldn't get 10 points for this match.
That is that's a heavy prop, bro. That's like betting who would have won the in-season tournament. Like,
well, I'm gonna lay a scenario out for you. Okay, you tell me if I'm fucking crazy or not. Christian retains.
Mm-hmm.
Luchasaurus wins the 20-man battle royal.
Damn, that's pretty good. Because he's not on the card as is, so I would imagine he's going to make an appearance here.
It's a battle royale, and he's a big man. He's in there.
And the only other big men that matter are already on the
Are
World's
in other
End
matches.
card.
Besides Wardlow, who's not on the card.
Besides
who could
Wardlow,
also possibly be
who
the devil.
could. Wardlow could be in this match. All right, if we're going to go 10-point prop, Wardlow wins.
All right.
Back in the TNT title picture.
I got Luchasaurus. And,
that's a good one, though.
And I got Christian Cage retaining the title for that previous match there. All right. Let's go to the last match of the card. Let's go to the AEW World Championship, where the devil, then not the devil, then the guy that's in business with the devil are fighting each other over who the fuck the devil is. And I'll tell you what, I watched enough Waterboy back in the day to know that Shay's mother thinks that everything's the devil. So I've had just about enough of this fucking story. I will tell you this. I absolutely love Samoa Joe. He's doing the best work of his career, if you want my honest opinion. I love MJF. I'm not really like AO, where AO's kind of had enough of MJF as the champion.
He wants MJF's head on a platter.
I still think we could get a lot more out of MJF as champion, but quiet is kept. If MJF did not sign, this could really be the end of MJF's reign as the AEW champion. We could be getting him the fuck out of here. If he's really done and 2024 is his last year, I don't know what month his contract is up. I forget. I'm sure he mentioned it several times. We could be getting the dethroning of AEW champion MJF at World's End. Why else would we name this pay-per-view World's End? We've never had a World's End before.
We also never had a Wrestle Dream.
Yeah.
And with it,
I know. I'm just saying, like,
what
are we really naming it World's End for? I just don't know.
End of the year.
Well, the only thing that has the word world in it is the AEW World Championship, whether it's the men or women. So that's just what I put it with.
Yo, Cassidy isn't even defending the international title. What's going on here, yo? Like, that's crazy. Like, Orange Cassidy won that belt back and nobody gave a fuck. That shit has been quiet.
I think quiet is kept. Orange Cassidy is injured and they don't even want to tell nobody because he's been fighting forever. Like, he hasn't been on nothing. They don't really got to say nothing. He's a quiet dude as it is. The dirt sheets wouldn't really learn about that,
Fam, they're just having trios matches and shit. So it's just like, I don't know. But MJF, Samoa Joe, my take, MJF's got to retain here. All right?
Right.
He's got to continue having the 2-year-long title reign, the reign that everyone completely doesn't want to see. It's got to continue on. Me personally, I am not looking forward to seeing the video package that leads up that you're playing right now, because this is 29 seconds. When they actually do the MJF Samoa Joe video package for 5 minutes and show 3 minutes and 45 seconds of all this devil storyline shit like that, for instance, I'm just going to be like, wow, this storyline is going to continue going on. And really the scary part is this shit don't have no expiration date, because people think it's going to be a culmination on Saturday. I'm going to go against the grain, and I think it's not going to be the culmination on Saturday. I think it's going to continue the fuck on.
Yeah, like Bully and Tommy were saying, or I forgot who was on Busted Open saying it, but they said, yeah, like the way they would book it is, shit, AEW's TV is struggling. I mean, their numbers are whatever, but they're, they could afford to do a little bit better. So let's fucking have the devil revealed on Dynamite after World's End. All right, cool.
That's what I was saying on early in the part of our show. I was like, yo, I kind of don't want.
Me neither.
I don't want it, But it's like,
why not reward
damn.
all the people that spent $60 on your pay-per-view instead of all the people that aren't paying anything to watch your show and talk shit about you on the internet? But hey, whatever. What do I know? Like us, like we're doing right now. But let's wrap this up. Let's stop sharing the screen. Let's get back to what we were into. I just realized this whole time that you and I have been on the wrong side of the screen, but who the fuck cares? Here we go. Let's get into our next topic, which is nothing to do with AEW, thankfully.
We're done with
Let's just go
AEW
right
for today, folks.
Yeah, thanks for everybody for sticking with us through that
We're
long
done.
drawn out conversation. I'm sure we really did get it out of our system this time.
We're done.
But we do have Royal Rumble season upon us, and before we talk about that, why don't we just discuss the little bit I saw, at least on the internet. I'm sure you saw some because you're a little internet darling yourself. Of CM Punk's first match back in the WWE, man. What do you think about it?
I mean, I wanted to compare it to like him fighting Ricky Starks and the other guys that he's fought on Collision these last 4, 5, 6, 7 months that people want to act like, oh no, CM Punk hasn't been wrestling. It's like he actually has been putting on some pretty fucking solid matches on the other side of the fence. But for WWE levels, like he's a vet, yo. He's gonna hold it down. Dom is a perfect foil, and if this is the tune-up to Seth Rollins, I'm glad this was a tune-up and we didn't get him versus Seth Rollins as the first match back, and it's a bit of a clunker. Because I want to say Punk's first match back was Darby Allin, right? Like his first official match was Darby, and like what were we all saying? We were like, wow, that guy's blown up. He looks exhausted. Yeah. He looks like he's going through it. So like,
but
the amount of time
Punk does look rejuvenated too. He does look a little different. We'll see what happens with that, but I'm really honest to say that I'm just happy this guy is no longer working in a place where he's not happy. I mean, we saw what that looked like before when he was in the WWE, but he does honestly look super happy right now. Like
he does.
Circumstantial, man. Life's different.
He does.
Tell me how many of your ex-girlfriends at some point in your life you're like, yeah, maybe I fucked up there.
10 years ago,
it's possible, man. You're a different person. You have a different perspective on life. I've had a few jobs that I held even that I'm like, I could have probably done really well there right now, but whatever. It's fine. I think that Punk's return is cool. I saw how well received he was with the fans. New York City's just a great place to be. If you're not from there, if you happen to catch this podcast and you're not from the tri-state area, you've never been to New York City or whatever,
you're fucking wilding.
I strongly suggest you get there before your life passes you, but
before World's End.
Yeah, before World's End, no doubt. But yeah, seeing anything live or seeing any kind of event in New York City is a different vibe, and I think that the WWE may have recorded some of it, so we might even see some of that like on a special or something soon too. But in addition to that, we got the Royal Rumble coming up. I saw some cards floating around on the internet of some potential names in the Rumble, maybe even potential winners and runner-ups and things like that.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw the same thing I did, but
I have not. I stayed away.
Yeah, I just happened to see something and I wasn't looking for it. I just clicked on it and I'm like, oh shit, okay, well, hey, if this is real, cool. If it's not, cool. But
what you got, dirt sheet book?
I don't even want to discuss what they talked about there, but I will say that I think it would be fucking hysterical if it did come down to like the two people we know are in the Rumble, Punk and Cody. And somehow Dominic Mysterio just like eliminates them both. Like that would be fucking hysterical.
That's kind of wild.
Dom's the biggest heel in WWE, besides Roman. So, and that's even debatable because Roman's just like such a lovable character at this point. It's like when the Harlem Globetrotters came to your town, they didn't come around a lot. So, not just that they did all the tricks, but the fact that they were there was cool too. So Roman gets the I was there points too, so
there's only really 5 people. If you did a 5 list countdown of people that could win the Royal Rumble, I feel like everyone would communally agree: CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, LA Knight, Gunther, Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
Because everyone else that matters is already going to be wrestling in a match, like Orton. I think I just named everyone that matters. Oh, maybe Jey Uso. Jey Uso could win the Royal Rumble, which I think would be pretty fucking dope if you ask me. But those are my
I have a topic that I'd
general
like to.
takes.
Yeah, I mean, I have a
Shoot.
topic that I'd like to bring up after this, but yeah, there's only a handful of people I think that could win the Rumble. So let's go to the women's side. Who do you think's going to take the women's Rumble? Do you think we get
Mm,
Sasha or anybody back that could possibly, even if she comes back as Mercedes, do we get her back?
it's going to be tough. Well, no, it's not going to be tough. I'm lying because there's so many women on the women's roster in WWE. Period that they can just fill that whole women's rumble with mad talent from NXT, SmackDown, and Raw, and like be perfectly fine. Like you don't even need a surprise. I think they'd be just fine giving all the women a shot in that rumble. Because if the
Who's
women in
Rhea?
NXT win,
Who's Rhea lined up with right now that she's like feuding with at all?
she's just crushing every woman on Raw, essentially leading to her with Nia Jax or Becky, which I think
So
is Nia and
there
Becky
is
feuding is the number one contenders match. I think
there is no like definitive opponent for her right now. So
Becky
you know,
tentatively.
right. So I'm trying to think who would win this Rumble and who would they pick to even face. You know what I mean? So if we had, let's say, Bailey win the Rumble, right? If Bailey won, she'd probably call her shot against Io. You know, like why not? If we had
I think
Becky
Bailey
win,
should win. To be
yeah,
honest, I could go for Bailey winning the Royal Rumble. She hasn't won before, and it would be a huge
I go for a
swerve
Bailey
from the
face turn. To
Charlotte
be
shit.
honest, I think a Bailey
I
face
think
turn
this
would be
will
great.
catalyst. This would
Yeah,
be the catalyst to help her and almost pivot from the damage control situation while adding some sazon to it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
for sure.
I can't do
Um,
another Bianca win. Can't do Bianca again, man. I love Bianca, but
no,
it's like, again, she's about to headline Mania again.
this is where it helps to really develop storylines because when you have people treading water, instead of them feeling like they're disappearing, for them to have something to do is great. You know, so I think that when you have a roster the size of the WWE's and no doubt AEW's, that's the real reason why I think the absence of storytelling is really felt. That void is felt because you have a lot of big name athletes, big name performers that are shelved just because they're not in the spotlight right now. And you could still spotlight them with stories. You got fucking what
Yes.
5-6 hours of programming a week on like let's make it happen. So yeah, Bianca needs to be in a story. She doesn't need to be the champion right now.
I
And you
think
know,
her and Jade have a spectacle at WrestleMania. I think that's where they go.
yeah,
Bianca
they
and
could
Jade
go with
straight
that.
up.
I think that would be fire. I think for the men's Royal Rumble, if I had to fantasy book the like surprise entrance, you know, this is crazy. I don't think it's possible, but it would be cool to see like different members of the bloodline again. I'm always going to say that. I really want to see Jacob Fatu in the bloodline at some point. I know it's not maybe going to happen now, but even with that like lawsuit that just like kind of got settled or whatever was going on with MLW and WWE, I feel
Yep.
like, you know, bridges could be mended. But, you know, we also have Jacob Fatu versus Matt Riddle in the multiverse. So,
That should be pretty fucking ill to see Matt Riddle
yeah,
on this tear.
yeah, for
We
sure.
didn't speak about this for World's End and AEW, but do you see anybody from that release roster making an appearance at World's End?
Dog, every one of the Devils, if the tag team champions are not Matt Taven and whatchamacallit, Bennett, Mike Bennett.
Damn, I didn't even think about them. Good call. That was actually pretty all right.
If that's my guess. If it's not them, then I really don't know what to say about that shit, man. But I do think that there's a lot of WWE talent that we're about to see. Actually, we haven't even talked about this, but I'm kind of impressed by Mustafa Ali's little promo that he released
Yeah,
today, man. I'm
yeah.
happy for him.
We ran through that last week. You know what I'm saying? We ran through the whole spiel of Mustafa Ali and his upcoming cards, and I think he's going to be on a hell of a run. He will not be all elite because he's got so much other shit going on. But I do
Yeah.
think that we could see Ryan Nemeth. I'm saying it's Ryan or is it Nick? Which one's which? Former Dolph Ziggler.
Ryan is his brother. Nick is
Dolph Ziggler. So yeah, I
Ziggler.
think we will see Nick Nemeth make an all elite appearance because hey, Scotty Too Hotty made an all elite appearance, so anything is entirely possible.
Yeah.
You look fly today. We got to end the show and got the fucking Too Cool theme song right now. That's how I'm feeling.
Nah, but I do see some surprises. I think the Royal Rumble's a great time to have some surprises, some callbacks. Bully Ray and Devon, even though they're in Impact Wrestling, we saw
Mickey James come
come back. So it'd be cool to see that the guys from Team 3D come back just for a little, 1-2, one last time. Why not? But that's me just.
That's crazy. I actually don't think I'll see any surprises. I feel like there'll be no surprises for this coming Rumble.
I respect.
Like
it.
I think the roster is so stacked that it's just like you already got CM Punk and Randy Orton back. Like, do we really need to rely on more? Like,
next time I see you, I owe you a drink, bro. Do we get Jade Cargill at the Rumble? Yes or no? Based on this pick, if you're right, I owe you a drink, bro.
Yeah, she's one of the fillers that can fill the Royal Rumble space. There's enough slots.
She don't got to work
women.
too much. She got to knock somebody out. She got to stay there and knock somebody out of the ring.
All she got to do is knock people out the ring and then take one bump when she has to get probably drop kicked from behind over the top rope, land on the floor, and then just look up at the ring in confusion and frustration. Like, I don't think that's too much to ask.
Or
but I could
if
see
you
her
have
being
7 people eliminate her, she doesn't lose anything. It's like
type shit.
A whole bunch of women at eliminator. It just shows how big of a threat she is. It is what it is.
Type shit. You know what I mean?
No doubt. I like that pick.
What better way to put all of the faces of the women's division up next to Jade Cargill? Just for that pop.
Right.
Jade and Nia, Jade and Becky, Jade and you know what I'm saying, Bianca. It's just like, whoa, shit. Like, that's potential right there. Like, that's a good tease that I can live with. That's exciting to me.
Yeah. I had a topic that I wanted to bring up and I completely forgot.
What was it?
I don't know. I knew it was WWE related, but I lost it.
Okay. Yeah. Fuck it. We're here.
All right. We went over a few things. You got anything else you want to talk about? Anything we forgot about? Anything we should talk about?
I'm still the predictions heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
I hope to be after this Saturday at World's End. I think this pay-per-view is going to be pretty alright. We might do a watch along depending on all of our schedules. You know what I'm saying? You might be able to catch us live on the stream watching it. I'm excited for it. Got work, plenty of work on the table. Y'all need promo, y'all need graphics, holla at us. You know what I mean? Y'all need some actual business consultations and things going on with your brand. Come fuck with the gang, man.
Yeah,
see what we doing over here.
All booked first quarter 2024. You need me for the second quarter. Hit me.
Cheers.
But shouts out to all of our viewers, listeners. This was a
peace. We love y'all.
Episode. But yeah, we enjoy doing this for y'all and for us because it's our little therapy session every week.
Seriously, you can't watch as much wrestling as we do and not be frustrated. You got to vent. This is therapy for us for wrestling.
For sure. But shouts out to Mike and Neck because it was looking shitty for a little bit, but the product is back on the up and up, and plants are planting again. But I hope you all have a safe and enjoyable New Year.
Happy New Year, y'all. We love y'all. Thank you for the subscribes, the likes, the shares, the retweets, all of it.
And to that Nimrod on Twitter, numbers don't matter.
Eat a dick.